Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Arvind Raula. Today I am going to talk about slicing of list. So let's get started. So slicing is a process to access a range of elements. In the previous video about indexing, we saw how to access individual elements. Here we see how to access multiple elements from a list. So to access multiple elements from the list, we use a concept called slicing. So it is nothing in this we just simply use a colon operator. By using this colon operator we can access a group or a range of elements from the list. So if you see this diagram, this is our previous list. So and we have group 12 12 3.5 2 and 1 plus 4j. I want to access the elements from 0th index to 3rd index. So I want to access from group to 3.5. So as I said, to access a range of elements we use slicing. So we use slicing operator, which is just a colon. So before this colon we need to mention the start index, and after the colon we need to mention the end index. So I want to print the elements from 0 to 3. So I need to mention from what? 0 to 3, but it is not true. So to access the elements from 0 to n, we need to mention the end index as n plus 1. Because in slicing, it access the elements from the start index to end minus 1 index. So to access the elements from 0 to n, we need to mention n plus 1 as the end element is ignored. It is excluded. So remember this point. To access from 0 to elements, we need to mention the end index as n plus 1 as the end element is excluded in this slicing process. So let's see it in a theoretical implementation. So here it is our list. So what I said, let's see. Just mention your list name, and after the list name, put square braces. Within square braces, put a colon, and before the colon, mention the start index. Our start index is 0, and after the colon, mention the end index. As we want to access the elements from 0 to 3, we need to mention 3 plus 1, 4. So let's see. Yeah, output is displayed on the console, which is groot 12 12 3.5. So we get our desired output. So let's see another example from the slicing. I want to access from start 0th index to end index. So to access start to end, there is no need to mention the start and end index. We can also write like this. Within square braces, just put colon. Let's see. If you see our entire list displayed here, groot 12 12 3.5 2 and 1 plus 4j. Because so if we didn't mention any start and end index, the interpreter takes the start index as default index, which is 0, and the end index as default end index, which is the size of the list. Remember this. If we do not mention the start index and end index, the interpreter takes the start index as the default start index, which is 0, and the end index as the default end index, which is size of the list. So, and also if you want to print the reverse of list, just write the list name and within square braces mention 2 colons and mention -1. So we know that -1 and -2 index numbers are used to, this is a negative index and they are used to access the elements in the reverse order. So I mentioned the start index and end index as default, and I mentioned the step value is -1. If we run this program, you can see the elements are displayed in the reverse order. If you see in the console, the elements are displayed in the reverse order. So this is to print the list in the reverse order. Okay, this is all about slicing. Thank you for watching this video.